So most people understand dissociation and driving from point A to point B on a route that they're really familiar with, and they completely forget the path from A to B.
Yeah.
And what is happening in the brain there is you're driving and you're consciously focused on driving to some degree. So you have an emotional investment in your safety in driving. You're having an emotional experience while doing that. But we start to think about other things. And so emotionally it pulls us in an entirely different place. So what happens is once you switch into that mode where you're doing something really automatically, you're no longer consciously present. You're wherever that emotion took you. And for some people, that triggers like a little bit of like passive non-presence. And for other people, it triggers full amnesia.
One of my buddies, Thorn, shout out Thorn, he posted on his Instagram one day. He's like, you ever just like you're driving down the road and like 5 minutes goes by and you're like, was I driving?
Yeah.
Like, was I paying attention? That's what it reminds me of.
That's
like
dissociation.
Yeah, dissociation.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to Spotlight.
What's cool about that? Oh, you know what? Let's
move on to that thingy thing you wanted to do.
Yeah. So it's a brain-heart coherence sync up.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to put your microphone down for just a second.
Should I put it in the mic stand?
You can. You don't need to.
Where did you learn this from?
So I learned this from Human Garage, but I'm sure that they probably pulled it from somewhere else because they get a lot from a lot of different like healing modalities and stuff. Like they're literally pulling in wisdom from everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool because, and I don't know the science well enough to explain this, but there is science behind this as well. But
amateur.
Yes. I don't claim to be that brainy. I just sometimes can fake it.
Fake it till you make it. That's how you win in life. Okay,
Nah.
Go ahead. What are we doing? What are we doing now?
So you're going to take your hand, put it over your heart, and then put your other hand on the top of your head. And I would do skin to skin if you can.
Ooh. Shark bait. Hoo ha ha.
All right. So you're going to breathe in and you're going to think. You're basically going to be present and concentrate, completing a circuit between your hand and between your head and your heart. And you're going to breathe into both in a circular pattern. So
yep. Figure 8 infinity symbols already happening.
6 breaths.
God damn it. Well, at least it wasn't like a brrr, brrr. It was pleasant.
And it hit us right on the 6th breath. So
Oh, can I stop?
I officially, yep, you can stop.
Uh-huh. So this reminds me of when I was in the 10-day silent retreat meditation over in Delaware. Dharma meditation. So the whole idea is just sitting there and you're just meditating for 11 hours a day, and you're just focused on your breath, going in your nose, out through your nose. There's a triangle right here, and you're feeling the air go through and in and out of your nose. Eventually, the practice turns into you starting to feel sensations in your body. Start at the top of your head and then move down as you breathe still. And you're just feeling where the sensations are. And then, sometimes you can go really quickly through your whole body. Sometimes it might take 5 minutes to go through your whole body. Do what feels right. You continue to focus on your breath. And so that's what that reminded me of, is that you're almost triggering a specific thing by activating your arms to then therefore activate your brain into your heart. So you're just feeling for sensation. That's all you're doing. And you're just going into a relaxative state, which puts you into a balanced state.
But what's nice is when we do it together at the start of something,
Right.
it syncs us. And what's cool is you guys could join us and sync up with us as well.
Yep. Do it now.
Rewind.
And so, reminds me of when I was in a 10-day. I rewinded. See what I did there? Yeah. I feel like I've been so exhausted mentally. Although I went on a 15-mile bike ride yesterday. I feel great. Physically, I feel great, but I'm just, after I do a big feat like that, I haven't done 15 miles in a long time, probably close to a year. I would just do 6 miles here, 6 miles there. Yesterday I did 6 miles, and then I did 9 miles on top of that later in the day. And I love working out and hitting that state because it puts me into a space where it's just I look at all of my mental problems as not problems, and I'm just over it. I'm just over it. I let it go. So that's what working out does for you. But I'm on a level of they talk about the runner's high. When you're running, you get to a certain point. That's after you get your second wind. You start to feel this runner's high, and it's just it's a thing that you don't know how to explain. You feel invincible, but not in a fantasy way, a real. It's cool. It's a fun thing to experience. But that's what they chase. That's what runners chase. They chase the runner high, and so that's what I was able to experience yesterday. And now today, my body's a little exhausted, but it's not. I feel energized. I feel like I'm ready to go at any moment, whenever I need to expel that energy. But now I'm it's just the issues that were issues are not issues. They're just things in my life, and I'm able to let go of them quicker. That's what I feel like today. That's what I feel like right now. So, I don't know. I've been here lately. I've just been here, just here. And that's it. And I think that's all we need to do. There needs to be nothing else. Nothing else needs to be more complicated than it is.
It's kind of it gave you the chance to detach.
Yeah.
But in a healthy way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that disassociation is detachment, but it's unhealthy detachment. It's suppressive detachment. And detachment can be really useful, but doing it productively is important.
Well, with intention. Productively with intention.
Yeah, that's a better word.
Doing something with intention is it's very easy to do, but a lot of people complicate it. And it doesn't have to be complicated. So anyways, look, I think we need to change up the gears.
It's simple, not easy.
I want to change up the gears. Did you hear about what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter?
I heard he offered to buy it. That's all I've heard. That's it.
This guy, this is the way I look at Elon Musk. My man has a fuckload of money because he stumbled upon the right idea. I mean, look, he has Asperger's, and one thing that Elon Musk is very consistent about doing is when he's getting asked questions, he waits, long pause, he really thinks about it and comes up with a very educated answer, and then proceeds to tell the answer. And that's his ability, that's his talent. And that's what, I guess, him being a neurodivergent person gives him that special ability with because he has millions of dollars. So he has a special power. And I'm sure in some ways he may have utilized his power in the wrong manner. But my man bought 9.3 or 9.89% of Twitter, making him the largest stakeholder in Twitter. So that was the whole thing, and it's like it equated to like $53 billion, $52 billion. No, that's how much he wants to buy it for. I think it equated to like maybe $8 billion, a lot of money. And so a few days later, almost a week later, Vanguard, the financial sector, Vanguard, pretty much the thing that runs this fucking country, bought 10.2% of Twitter, which equated to, say, like 10 billion, 13 billion, making them the largest stakeholders. So the whole thing was he was going to join the board of Twitter because now he's the largest stakeholder, Elon Musk. But now that Vanguard is, either way, he said he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be a part of it because, you know, he's busy with other shit. You know what's funny is he's doing all of this behind his fucking, probably behind his fucking, his cell phone on Twitter. Like he put up a poll. He's like, how many of you do you think should be able to make a decision for Twitter? Is it the shareholders or is it the corporate fucking rats? And like, of course, everybody said that it was like 98%. Everybody said the shareholders. So like he's trolling Twitter big time. So it's at a point now where he offered to buy Twitter for $53 billion. Full price. He sent it into the SEC. He made it a proposal, and he's being transparent to every single person he's telling his every step on Twitter. So the whole world knows what's happening. To know that, so like this is why he's one of the greatest people of our times, because he's using his power for good and he's allowing the little man to be involved with this whole process. So
I don't know much about him, but just from what you're explaining, it seems like he's at least trying to live his life, not necessarily publicly in the way that we know celebrities to do it, but also not doing like behind, the curtain deals.
Right. And ultimately his goal is to just put humans on Mars. That's all he wants to do. So like everything else, all the other moves he's making, the billions of dollars he's making, are just like little things that he's having fun with.
See, that's where someone with extreme special interest probably.
But no,
I love that. That's great. But could we maybe save Earth first?
Well, but that's the whole argument.
Please?
That's the whole argument, is that his whole argument is there hasn't been 50 years ago we put somebody on the moon. And in 50 years, there was not even talk about going to the moon again. And so in his eyes, why did this happen and all of a sudden it didn't happen? Could be a BR move. Could be a I got a bigger fucking dick move. So it's interesting because so now what's going to happen, what most likely will happen, is that Elon Musk has the SEC, the head of all the stock markets and all that, and Twitter by the balls, because if they deny his claim, he can just sell his Twitter stuff, make large amounts of money off it, still probably profit more after paying taxes on a short-term gain, which is almost 40%. So that just means that if he dumps all of that stock, Twitter's going to go down the fucking drain and be destroyed. And then if he takes over Twitter, he wants to make Twitter a free speech thing and not let these fucking people like Vanguard, behind the scene people, take advantage of control the media. That's not right. That's not freedom of speech. We lost our freedom years ago.
Yeah.
When these corporate rats learned about how to utilize capitalism in a wrong way. So, that's kind of the state right now. And there's a lot of talk. Who knows what he's going to do? But at the end of the day, my man's trolling everybody, and he's having fun doing it by just sitting probably in his car to go look at the spaceship he's going to put up into space soon. He's just going to do a quick 2-minute tweet. Let's do this. Let's do that. Yeah, that works. And then he forgets about it. And then he goes on later to see how the whole entire world is fucking melted because he said...
Okay, that's lunch. We've worked for the week.
Yeah. Because he said he likes cats over dogs. Like, the whole world is just melting,
I mean, if that's his stance,
Oh, boy,
I'm on his side.
Oh, no. I just triggered something. Oh, no.
No, I love dogs. I do. But I don't trust people that don't like cats.
Sure. Well, I don't like cats.
You do, though.
I do. Just I don't like cats because I know I get really bad allergy episodes. Look, I'm thinking about it. I'm starting to get sniffly.
Well, that's different. I mean, like...
Right. I know what you're saying. So anyways, it's very interesting to see the state of the financial world because inflation has been talked about lately. So, everybody's running around with their fucking head chopped off when it comes to money and finances and all this stuff and inflation and the price of everything. And I just, it's hard to not do it, but just like, let it be, let it go. Who gives a fuck? Because you know what? Whatever you're doing now is way more important than what just happened or what's going to happen. What you're doing now. And I choose not to be a part of that. So I just notice it in work that I'm around all these people who have just accepted where their life is, and they stayed on that path for years to come. There's this old guy, John Rogers, man. He's the fucking man. He's 65 years old, and he's retiring in November, and you can tell he's retiring. He's worked in the manufacturing business for 30 plus years, and like so he has experience with all this shit, and him accepting the fact that he's gonna retire is now he's the coolest. He's cool. He's funny as fuck. Like, it's just like he's a young peppy guy too. He moves a lot. He's quick. So it's just people allow themselves to feel okay and be okay when they know what's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. He knows he's gonna be retiring, so I'm gonna start acting cool now and laid back. Subconsciously, I think it happens. So it's this all ties back into what you and I are doing now for our futures and for our family's future, for your kid, for maybe my future kids, even for like me and Kaylee with our dogs. Like, we're trying to create a better future for our life, but also our dog's life. Like, we're like, my goal still is to just be so successful that my family can reap the benefits of what real success is like, and not blue-collared / white-collared success. Now, those are my goals and those are my ambitions, and I think when it comes to dreaming and goals and whatnot, I think you need to go above and beyond and believe the craziest, wildest fucking dreams you can think of.
# be delusional.
Yeah, for real. # be delusional. Yo, that's the name of this episode. # be delusional. Because I'm telling you, because when you are delusional, but like a conscious delusional, you're making a choice to say a crazy wild goal. You're going to reach some form of that. And so I've been following my Scorpio tarot reading, and everything that it's talked about has come true, not in the way that I particularly wanted it to, but in hindsight, it's happening in different ways, and I'm starting to accept those different ways and allow those different ways, because that's going to lead me to that delusional ass goal. And it's not until I achieve that delusional goal is then when people are like, oh, you were right. Oh, I see what I did. I feel like I'm at a point where I lost all my friends. I lost all my real friends. I have very few left who are fucking just hanging on. Because, ultimately because of me. But, like, I feel there's a song lyric, get my revenge through success. It's an MGK song. And a Joyner Lucas song. I'm going to get my revenge through success. I'm going to be successful. And then most likely certain people are going to come back into my life and ask questions, because I've already experienced that with when I was racing. You know, when I was racing and doing good and posting stuff on my Instagram and this and that, people wanted to be around me. People wanted to know about what I was doing. People wanted to all of a sudden get a hold of me. But now that I've at more of a low point in my life, more of a quiet stage in my life.
I like to call it hermit mode.
Yeah. When I'm under the rock, dude, like Patrick Starr, you know, I'm just, nobody's here. And it's me. So I just, again, there's just this calming excitement that's happening. And every single day, it's getting closer. And it's going to be fucking so fun. So much fun. And me being delusional of, like, whatever the fucking goal is of having fun, it's like, you know, I don't know. I'm excited for everything lately. And I'm not so like my days at work, I'm not looking at like, oh, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to do this. Like, I'm just finally taking each moment by moment. And I'm constantly telling myself, like, stop looking at the clock or you know what, like, just get through the day. I'm getting through the day. Let's, you know, keep my mind busy. Let's focus on this task and not allow other things to affect this task that I have to do. So I'm learning a lot lately. And as you do get older, you learn a lot more. And I'm starting to choose my fights, starting to pick when to say things, and it's working out. So I suggest everybody else do that. Pay attention to what the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
So I said a lot.
One of the hardest things to do is to just be where you're at. Like, for so long, either the monsters of my past were chasing me, or I was chasing a future. And
So I'm going to ask you again, because I've asked you on previous episodes. You know, what is your delusional goal? You guys stop copping out on me too.
I want to be like, here's the thing. People ask me that so often, and I
are not saying the first thing that you think of. It can be even little. It can be, I want to fucking be able to...
Do you want to know what the first thing I think of?
Yeah. Please say peanut butter.
Infinite.
Okay.
Like, I literally don't have one thing. And this has been the problem with me my whole life.
Well,
like, I don't want to pick one thing. I'm not interested in one thing. I want to experience it all. I want to do it all. Like, and I want to do it when I want to do it. Like, I literally want to be able to, like, I don't know, just say one weekend I'm interested in rocket ships.
yeah.
I want to be able to call Elon Musk and be like, hey, can I, like, come pick your brain about rocket ships, see your rocket ship, maybe go in your rocket ship, and then
We'll send this clip to him.
move on the next week and be like, oh, today I really want, you know what, horses. Horses are my thing today. Like, that's, I have always been a jack of all trades, master of none.
Sure.
And
spontaneous.
My interests are so varied, I cannot choose. Nothing stands out to me more than anything else. Nothing draws me in more than anything else. I'm a hyper focuser, and part of that is my brain chemistry. But for a lot of people who hyper focus, they have their things for periods of time, and I have a bucket of things for periods of time.
Well, I'm kind of like, I hear what you're saying, but also I'm picking out
Holes. You want to poke holes?
Yeah, because you said that you're sad about the relationship with your son and how he's getting older and becoming a teenager, and it's not how it used to be.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you're caught up in your emotion. It's sad. There's time you should grieve about it, and you did, and you know, you let that go, right? You dropped it. But, like, you have to evolve and create new goals.
I never got to finish that story with you.
Yeah. Wait, one of 6 stories that we never can finish with each other because we both have too much to say.
But basically, he was like, well, we basically came to an agreement. So one of his favorite characters from his favorite game, we're starting to watch videos about it. I'm getting to know the character, and I'm going to paint it for him.
Yo, I want to see you become like a Fortnite queen, dude. like one day you just that thing where you just wake up like I'm gonna learn how to play Fortnite. You're like secretly steal a Switch and like he comes home and like you're like level like you
You know
leveled
what
him up
it
so
is?
many.
Is I know I kind of want to, and I know I could, but I also have known myself with video games before, and my pattern with them is highly addictive, and it literally, there's no balance. It shuts out every other part of my life. I don't eat, I don't sleep. Like, it gets really dysfunctional.
Well then, but to
And
be
I'm
honest,
just not willing to go there right now.
but to be honest, I don't think like your son's game is Fortnite. I don't think your game is Fortnite.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're more of a role playing.
Yep.
Um,
I'm definitely an
Yeah.
MMORPG. Like,
I'm
I'm a Skyrim girl.
oh Lord,
I know.
ugh,
I know.
fuck Skyrim. I never played it to be honest, but I hear it's just long. It's like a grindy game. There's a new game, Elden Ring, that people have been ranting about.
But I'm convinced those are not his kind of games.
I think it can be. I bet you. Hear me out. You get a game, I get a game. We convince Tommy to get the game, and we all play it together.
He would probably be more interested in that.
So like that's the thing. It's like we could play online with each other. Like we go home, a few hours, we all get together, and we just play some video games online, play in the metaverse, baby. What if we could look into get an Oculus? We could play. I really want to get it. I'm thinking about. I really want Kaylee to. I want to play video games with Kaylee because it's really cool that shout out Jamie and his wife. They have a really cool relationship, and they like lived in Georgia, and they just got up one day and moved to Wyoming, like very drastic moves. But like they have each other. Their thing is video games, and like, so it's really cool to like. And so like I told Kaylee, I'm like, these people are cool. How come you can't be cool with me? She's like, I'll play Mario Kart. So like that's the level of fucking gaming I'm going to be playing with Kaylee. But I just have to find her game, because it's crazy how many games are out there now.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and the evolution of this, like, so there's the one game we're playing called Rust. Oh, there's drama with my video game friends right now, and it's just like I'm so petty. I think I was a petty move on what I did. It wasn't petty. I guess I'll talk about it.
I know, I'm curious.
It's like it's not even that big of a deal, but it's just I'm making it a thing. But like I'm kind of butthurt. So we've been playing this game Rust, and because of my schedule, I only play it maybe an hour, less than an hour a day during the week. My friends are on it more than that, and they want me to play. Or my one friend John, shout out John. I don't know if I feel like you might listen to Spotlight, but I don't know. He's you a closed off motherfucker, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that's you. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. But like it kind of gets to me, and so like my other friend Darlorn, shout out Darlorn Dylan. He, I know you listen. I don't know if you listen to this because I don't know when the fuck this one's getting uploaded. I've been such a slacker. So, not really though. I've been really trying to figure this out.
You've
back
been
on track,
working
Dan.
on other things.
Yeah, back on track, Dan. So, yeah, so like, we went from playing with a big group of people to then a small server to where you can only play with 4 people. There's 3 of us, so there's the 4 of us who play. I might not be there all the time, but like I've made it known for a long time. Like I just want to play video games with you guys. Like I'm excited to play, hang out with you guys, but like I don't want to feel like an obligation or like a thorn. Who is it?
It's Tommy.
Oh, I can't see.
What's up, bud?
Still nothing, dude. What? I got nothing still.
Oh, well, there's plenty of food in the kitchen.
So ended up being I Dylan got a hold of me. I'm putting all this out. Fuck it, Dylan, right? Dylan got a hold of me, and he notices the tension. There's no tension between a specific person. The problem is that John is good at video games, and we all want to play with John. Dylan is more likely to follow John with wherever he goes and plays with, because that's just the type of, they've played video games since we were here. And I've always been more off and on, the way it is now. And so, like, instead, there's this 17-year-old kid from fucking Rhode Island who we met along our video game travels, who essentially took my place because I don't play as often as they want me to play. If we were getting paid, this is totally something so different. I would understand. But, like, the fact of the matter is,
You have other stuff going on.
I do, but my one buddy is addicted to the game right now, and he's just keeps saying to me that I don't play. That's false, because I would play if you guys had me, if there was room for me to play. So, like, I'm on the computer, I'm in chat with them while they're still playing. Last night, hey, we're going to hop on this server, blah, blah, blah. They never did. I was on the computer for 2 hours last night, waiting. So, like, I'm butthurt by it because, like,
you miss them.
I want to play with my friends, and that's what I enjoy the most. I enjoy playing video games with my friends. We were just actually talking. We ended up playing Uno, but, like, I don't want to wait 3 or 4 hours to play fucking Uno. It's hard playing a team game when you don't have a team. And I don't want to team up with just randoms. Like, I want to team up with my friends. So, anyways, I told John, I was honest with him. I'm just like, look, I'm a little butthurt that a 17-year-old took my place rather than, your homie. But, like, look, I just want to let you know how I feel. I'm over it now. I don't care. And then I asked him about going over and we're going to go, like, just get the boat, take the cover off, kind of probably start the engine, just get it ready for the season. So, then I asked him all that. But, like, like, how do I express my feelings to somebody if I know I'm going to get, like, ridiculed, It's like, I need to say something. And the only reason I said something is because Dylan reached out to me and said, like, yo, I noticed there's, like, something's not right. But he's noticing that John is kind of addicted to this game right now. And, like, he just has these blinders up to, like, we have to have these 4 people on at all times. So just, like, he has this level of which a streamer would have. But he's not streaming and making money from it. So, like, it's just, I see it as a problem. And
would he ever consider streaming?
What's that?
Would he ever consider it?
I think he would, and I think he would be because he's a good video gamer. And so, like, but, like, he ain't thinking about that. And, so it's just, like, I don't know. It hurts. It hurts me a little bit because, like, I go from talking and hanging with these guys all the time to then just, like, my schedule changes and, it's kind of like, oh, well, you're not around that much anymore. But it's like, that's false. I am around. I'm just not around when you need me to be around. But I'm on every single day on that computer at the end of the day, at least for an hour. I have an hour of, like, downtime, video game time, usually a half hour of playing, of making music or doing something on, like, the social media side of things. So it's yeah, it's just I'm trying to find a balance, and, like, I like to video game with my friends, and, like, but I don't want to feel obligated to have to play because, we have this goal that we want to achieve that's just kind of ridiculous if it's not making us money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. That's just kind of been one of the things that
Friend
I've been
stuff
going.
Can be really challenging.
It's very, because I just lost a few friends recently, and it sucks losing your friends.
Yeah.
And because they've got their story, I got my story, and, like, we're just on both parties just don't care because, like, in a way we're acting selfish because we have to, but like, in a way one of us is more wrong than the other, and I think the other person needs to compromise. It could be me or it could be them. I'm just saying in general that,
I
there's
think what you're so yes, but let me reword it maybe a little bit for you.
fuck, I hate this podcast. Just kidding. Go on.
There's conflict.
Right.
And
right.
there's current conflict avoidance because there's not communication. And someone has to step out, be vulnerable, and willing to change to open that container of communication.
If one person does and the other person doesn't, that's where the conflict happens.
And
that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
And it's just the irony of it all is that it's happening. The same similar thing has happened between everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's just, in my mind, it's just juggling and just be like, you know what? I'm going to get back to the fucking pavement. I'm going to put my head into this, and y'all are going to see. And y'all are going to realize it. Because that's one lesson I learned from my dad passing away. My dad committed suicide. R.I.P. You don't know what you have until it's gone. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's how I feel about my friendships. So that they're not going to realize what they had with me. I'm being selfish here. But they're not going to realize the type of friend I was and the type of person I am and how valuable I can be to somebody until I'm gone. Not dead, but until I'm away from that friendship and I'm off doing my own thing and I'm utilizing my skill in that specific manner. With all the friends that I've lost recently, there should be no reason why we're not friends. There's zero reason. And a lot of it is I have a lot more life experience than those guys. That's the similar thing with all of my friends. Because now I've reconnected with one of my friends who's also lost their dad to suicide. And, like, our friendship has actually recently gotten, like, pretty... I notice him more engaging with me.
Mm.
And so, like, there's the same engagement there. And so, like, it's nice to see that. So it's interesting to watch people go away, but see people come in. Watch people go away, see people come in. So...
I think the other thing is...
That's what's really been bugging me, I guess, lately.
Yeah.
And I laid it all the fuck out. This WAV file looks very large. On my side. Your side is very quiet. But thanks for listening.
Of course. Yeah. Literally any time.
I just want the answers. I just want it to all work in my favor.
What if there are no answers?
Well, then I just got to put my head down and get my revenge through success. That's where my head goes. So.
I think the other thing, too, is sometimes what happens is we've had a lot of experiences, but everyone has their experience.
Yeah.
I think what I've learned, what I've noticed in the people who are where I want to go is that they really heed the lessons in their experiences. And they're actively looking for the lessons in the experiences they're having right now.
Yeah.
And that's the skills that I feel like we're learning and we're using. And I'm not sure that everybody does that. And that's part of valuing yourself. And it's hard to ask someone who hasn't learned how to do that and value themselves to value you.
You know, this makes me think about my buddy. We're at 40 minutes, by the way. But, like, if it's going, it's going. If it's flowing, it's flowing. We're going to keep going and flowing. My buddy Corey, shout out Corey down in Florida. He was a Marine. Went through just a hard time in the fucking military. It wasn't even, like, from war or anything. It was just from the training and, like, he's fucked up from it.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows he is. And he knows it sucks. And, like, he tells me all that, like, he's just depressed in a way of just, like, life fucking sucks. But, like, he knows that he has to put himself in a good state of mind to feel good, which is, something that I share with a lot of the people I grew up with. He, I'll hear from him, like, at least once or twice a month. And, like, just from a text message. And, like, that's just enough for me. It's perfect. It's the perfect amount. So you know what? I think the lesson from this is count your blessings. Look at what you do have in your life, and don't look at what you don't have or what you want. Look at what you have already, because there's opportunity there. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess we'll wrap it up. You did a nice drawing.
Oh, I'm just doodling.
No, I like that. So there's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of big podcasts. There's people who do art. They'll listen to the podcast and they'll draw to it, and that's kind of what you're doing now. And that looks like your third eye we're talking about. And it seems like that's the lesson, is that we got to connect with our third eye.
Do drugs.
What the?
Wait.
Well, thanks for watching Spotlight. We're gonna go do drugs. I mean, don't do drugs, kids. Hey, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. Make sure you guys leave us more likes and subscribes. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Spotlight. Be sure to give us a like. Be sure to subscribe too. Share with your family and friends. Thanks for listening to some Spotlight. See you on the next one.